Hey everybody, Corn-Fed Lady here, and today I'm going to take you inside the Fluffle hut and give you a closer look at what our rabbits are doing. And they just might have some new babies. So in case you're new to our channel, this is our Fluffle hut, and we have two separate breeding pairs of rabbits in here. We do breed and raise rabbits for meat here on our homestead. Now we have had some questions about what type of rabbits or what breed of rabbits that we're raising here. So this is our oldest male, Mr. McFeely. He's starting to shed a little bit because it's getting hot out. And Mr. McFeely is a Flemish giant. And Mr. McFeely came from Rural King. Hi, Mr. McFeely. He's probably the sweetest rabbit we have on our homestead. And Mr. McFeely's girls are actually half sisters, and they are both New Zealand rabbits. This one is Beebs, and she has this white color in her fur that's called broken because it breaks up this bluish gray color that she has. So she's actually called a broken blue New Zealand. That's good girl. And we'll check her babies out here in a second. And her half-sister is also a New Zealand. Hi. And you can see she's not broken. She's just a solid black color. So she's just a black New Zealand. And she also has babies that I'll show you here in a minute. And these two girls came from a nearby rabbit breeding farm. And they only have New Zealands there, so they are registered as full bred. Now that we've bred Mr. McFeely and Beebs and Midnight, we have a Flemish giant and New Zealand mix of rabbits over here. And we've kept some of those as additional breeders. So these two girls are Midnight's babies, so they're half New Zealand and half Flemish giant. And this is Pinky and the Brains. And Pinky is this beautiful gray, bluish gray color, just like how Beebs has a bluish gray that's broken up. Pinky is all bluish gray. She has no broken color in her. And the reason for that is because their mom is Midnight, and she doesn't have any broken color. And broken is a genetic color that's passed down. So only rabbits that have that white broken color can have babies with the white broken color. So again, Brains here, these are sisters, and they belong to Midnight and McFeely. So they don't have any broken color in their genes. Their half-brother, however, Chunky Bunny, is the male that we've kept for this breeding trio. And this is actually Beebs Bunny, which is why he has that broken white color in there. So this boy here is a mix of Flemish Giant and New Zealand, and he has the broken color. And the reason why we kept him from one mom and these two from another mom is that they wouldn't be direct siblings. You can breed any babies together as long as they're not from the same litter. So this one is Beeb's babies, and those two are Midnight's babies. So it's perfectly fine for them to breed, even though they have the same dad, Mr. McFeely. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these babies. And first up is Beeb's babies. Beebs had 8 babies, but she did lose one, so she only has 7 now. Here's a gray one. And I always like to check them, make sure that they're staying healthy and that they have big round bellies. You can see how wide their bellies are. They should have big, full bellies. And these guys are about a week old, so they should start opening their eyes a little bit pretty soon. And here you can see one of those broken colored ones that Beebs has. Again, because she's broken, she can have broken colored babies. There's number 4. This one's got some brown in it, and that comes from Mr. McFeely's giant Flemish line. There you go. Here's another broken one. You can see their eyes are not open yet and their ears aren't up yet, but pretty soon, any day now, they'll be starting to look around and listen. And you can already tell which ones are going to be boys and girls just by taking a peek underneath. That one's going to be a boy. And here's another gray one. And the last one is a little teeny tiny runt. Look at how much smaller this one is than the other ones. Now, a runt is the smallest baby out of a litter, and generally the runts will be the ones that might have trouble, that might not make it. But you can see this little guy is strong and healthy and has a fat belly. Beebs has been taking really good care of him. Let's go ahead and put you guys back. And then I'm always careful to cover them back up just the same way that their mom had them to begin with. All right, we'll put them back and go get Midnight's babies. And this one is Midnight's litter. Now Midnight had 10 babies. Let's see how they're doing. There's 1, 2, and again, these are a mix of New Zealand and Flemish Giant. 3, 4, 5, and you won't see any broken colored ones in here because Midnight is not broken. 6, so they're all blue and black. Oh, this one's got one little eye open. You're not going to turn and show the camera? He's got a little eye opening up. Good job, buddy. Here's number 7. It's another brown one. Number 8 is a little bit on the small, thin side, but he's still healthy and strong. Number 9. This is a brown one. And number 10. This one's kind of small too. He doesn't have the round belly that I would like to see, but he's still strong and alive and okay. So there's 2 that are a little bit on the small side, but that's okay. Let's put you guys back. Now, if there's a really small or weak looking one, I tend to put those up front or on the top of the pile. And that way the mom can get to them easier for feeding. And the big fat ones I usually put in the back or in the bottom of the pile because they've already had enough to eat. Like this one, he's so fat. There you go. This gray one is huge. He's got his little eye open. There you go. Now once they open their eyes and their ears, they'll start to get more curious about their world. Come here, little fella. And so they'll start hopping out of this nesting box into the cage with their moms. And their moms like to sit up here to kind of get away from them and get a break sometimes. So I'll show you that in a couple weeks when they start doing that. So this is the Brains babies. And now the Brains does not have broken in her color, but Chunky Bunny does. So any of the babies from Pinky and the Brains can be broken in color like this one. Hey, little fella. And Brains had 8 babies. So there's 2, 3. This one is huge. Hi. He's got some brown on the back of his neck there. He's not quite all the way black. 4. This one's a little bitty runt. It's a little broken colored runt. He's broken brown. 5. Oh my gosh, this is the biggest one. He's brown and white bellied, and look at how fat his little belly is. Hi. see, number 6. That black one's really healthy and fat. Here's number 7. He's a little on the thinner side. See the difference here between, say, one of these really fat ones and one of the skinny ones? So you want to make sure that they're all getting fed. Aw. And sometimes if you have a really big litter and a really small litter, you can put some of these littler ones in with the smaller litter, and that way they'll get a little more food and a little more attention from the moms. Now, we haven't had to do that yet. How many is that? I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here's number 8. Hi, Gabs, you see the babies? And he's on the smaller side, but again, the moms generally feed them only once or twice a day, so their bellies will fill up really big when they eat, and then they'll get a little thinner like this when it's time for them to eat again. So we'll leave this one up front so he gets a feeding priority next time, and we'll put this big fat one in the back because he's had plenty. This one's pretty small too. I'm gonna put him up front too. Put these bigger, fatter ones in the back. Now, of course, they'll crawl wherever they want to once they get in there. But at least I try. There you go. Maybe I gotta take the babies too. Don't, sweetie. What's gonna do? I'll bring him right back. Gabs, get out of there. And this last batch belongs to Pinky and Chunky Bunny. So again, they've got the broken color from Chunky Bunny, from their dad. There's 1, 2. This one's kind of the runt in here. 3. Versus, say, this one that's really big and fat. What else we got? Pinky should have 10. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's a fat one. 8. Oh, where's the other 2 hide? Here's one. Number 9. That one's starting to hold his ears up a little bit. And number 10. So it looks like all of our babies are healthy today, which is good. Now, by the time they get to about a week or 2 old, usually nature will have already kind of sorted out the weakest ones, and we bury them back in the fruit tree orchard if they don't make it through the first week or so. So these guys look like they've all made it through the first week, which is excellent. We'll put these guys back. Here you go. Oh, you're a cutie patootie, aren't you? Put that little one up front. There you go. Here, I'm going to give you a shot of what they do when I put them in their box. See how they squirm around to find the perfect spot? So I can put them up front here, but then they'll crawl on back to the back anyway. Get this last one in there. Go. See, they find their way back into the bedding. Now again, once these baby bunnies start opening their eyes and ears over the next few days or the next week, they're going to start getting a lot more active. So we're going to have to make sure to check the cage floor and see if any of the bunnies have come out and landed on the cage floor. Because sometimes they have trouble getting back up over this edge of the nesting box if they come out. Sometimes they're not able to get back in, so we have to pick them up off the cage floor and help them back into the box. Just for about that first week that they're hopping out. And then they'll learn how to hop back in and their legs will be strong enough to do so. Alright, I'm going to take these babies back in with Pinky. And she's probably nervous in here because they don't like it when I check their babies. Not the new moms. Now the old moms are fine about it. But the new moms still get a little nervous. They're not quite sure if they can trust us about that yet. Aw. All right, Pinky. Here's your babies back. They all look very nice and healthy. Good job. That's a good girl, Pinky. That's a good girl. You got some babies in there? Now, usually after I put the box back in their cage, they'll go and check their babies and make sure I didn't do anything bad to them. You can go check your babies out. That's a good mama. They're in there. That's a good girl. You can go check them out. Is the babies in there? There you go, Pinky. See, she's looking for her babies. She feels around with her front paws to try to find where the babies are. That way she doesn't jump right on top of them. Now, of course, right now she's being shy because I'm watching her with the camera. But she really wants to go in there and check on all those babies. So I'm going to give her some privacy. That's a good girl, Pinky. Did you already check yours out, Brains? Are they okay? Well, that's it for the Fluffle Hut update today. Thanks for joining us. And if you're not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that subscribe button down below. It's free. And that way, you won't miss out on any of the updates. Y'all have a good one. Bye. You're not a tickin'. What are you doing in there with them tickins? Hi, Gabs. That's a good girl.